everyone, Natasha here, and I'm joined by my friend Sara today, and we are in my dining room, so welcome to my dining room. And Sara and I were just doing a little bit of planning, thinking ahead about our Jordan Essentials businesses as we go into the fall season. And we were chatting about how we like to balance and work our life around our Jordan Essentials business and vice versa. So we thought we'd share with you just some of the things we each do to make Jordan Essentials work around all the other responsibilities we have. We're both moms who work and have busy lives, but somehow we still manage to build and grow our businesses. So we'll share that with you now. I know for myself, I do like a power hour. Sometimes it's longer than that. Sometimes it's 15 minutes. But I like to get up really early in the morning before my daughter's up and get a little bit of JE work done. Sometimes it's working on graphics or social media posts. Sometimes it's making my list of customers I want to follow up with, or entering party orders, or sometimes it's putting labels on products and packaging them up to deliver. So that's one of the ways that I like to just kind of make it work around my schedule. And I know Sara has some of her own ways.
Yeah, and I think too, and you may find this, that whenever I'm working on Jordan Essentials, or I know I have to get things done with Jordan Essentials, it's less about balancing it all and more about harmonizing what you have going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I may be working Jordan Essentials around the other things that my kids have going on, or that I have going on, or other commitments that I already have made. So balancing everything becomes more of what am I focusing on, and not necessarily 25% of all the 4 things that you have going on in your life, but more so, here's what I'm doing today, here's what I'm doing at this time.
Right.
And so finding harmony for all of that is really a big key.
Mm-hmm. And I think for me, I look at it more on the picture of like a week at a time or a month at a time. Have I worked on my Jordan Essentials business at least some within the 7-day time span, or within this month have I scheduled at least a couple of events and followed up with a chunk of my customers. It's not even a real finite amount. It's just knowing that I haven't forgotten about it and I haven't completely put it on the back burner and not touched it. So it is,
Yes.
I agree, it's about harmonizing and just squeezing it in where it works in the moment.
Yes, and having a list of those things that you need to get done makes a huge difference.
Yes.
I know for both of us, we're list makers, and we'll write things down. So even if it's something that you know might get pushed off to the next day, you still want to write it down, keep it on your mental radar so it still gets done when you have the time to do it.
Yes.
And I know something that you have been implementing is time blocking, like physical time blocking with different colored markers, or if you have a family calendar, you might use different colored pen. So that is also a great way to take control of your time and set those boundaries for the different things you have going on in your life.
Yes, exactly. I definitely find when I'm working from home on my Jordan Essentials business, it's real easy for me to get distracted. There's laundry, there's dishes, there's kids' toys, there's lots of other things I could end up finding my energies distracted by. So I've really started focusing in with these time blocks in my planner. So I'm visual, so I have to use a different color. I have green marker for all my Jordan Essential stuff, and if I block out that chunk of time and even list in that block, I'm trying to get these 3 to 5 things done, then as I'm working, I can catch myself and go, oh, I think I need to check that list. Am I still working on those important tasks that I wanted to get done that are going to move my business forward, or did I let myself get drawn down a rabbit hole on Facebook? That's easy to do. So having something to rein myself back in and focus my energy is very helpful.
Yeah, and along with the time blocking, if you have a specific amount of time, you're trying to get those tasks done, you need to make sure that you're focusing in on those specific tasks. Like you said, it's super easy with social media to get pulled down the rabbit hole, or you're like, let me just check something real quick on my business page, and before you know it, you're off like looking
down
at
another tangent,
wherever it is.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you have a cart full of stuff and you don't even know what website you're on.
That's exactly right. And on the flip side, as a mom, I feel like, that's a struggle for me sometimes, is making that focus be my family. So if I'm with my daughter and it's bedtime, I have to check myself, put the phone down, and not be looking at social media or not be checking my Facebook page or my Jordan Essentials splash page and focus on the bedtime routine and make those two things happen independently, not trying to multitask, because I really don't do well multitasking. I just run in circles a lot and then feel real tired at the end of the day. So having that focused time helps. And I like to use a timer. That's another little tool that helps me a lot, is if I know, okay, I really only have 45 minutes and I want to get some of these things done, that I'll set my timer for 15 minutes, so that way it's a smaller chunk. I can really get myself to focus in for about 15 minutes, and then my squirrel starts to go off. So when my timer goes off, then I can reset, and I can either keep going for that 15 minutes again. If I've completed the task, that's great. You know, I might take a break. I might do a loop around the outside of the house and check the mail, and then go back and set another 15-minute timer. So overall, in that 45 minutes, I can actually get several things done that are really productive, instead of just busy energy that's not really moving me forward in the business.
Yeah, I think that brings up a great point, that, like I said before, setting boundaries. So if you know that you have housework that needs to get done, you want to get that done.
Right.
You don't need to be following up with emails or making samples or any of those business related items that you do need to get done. You need to focus in and really set boundaries for yourself, so that you're working on those specific things when you say you're going to work on them, so that you can get done what you say you are going to get done.
Right. Yep, that's very true. So if I say, you know, the other day I had probably about 4 hours at home that, you know, my daughter's back to school, hallelujah. And I thought, okay, I want to make the most of this day. And I had the thought of, well, I could do all these other household chores, which eventually need to get done. But if I do that, I know I won't get much done on my business. So I gave myself the limit of a quick tidy in the kitchen, the bed's made, and the laundry started, and that was it. And then I told myself, you have this time block that you're working at your desk on your business, and you can only switch the laundry when it's time for lunch, because I easily could get distracted, and switching the laundry turns into a bunch of other household chores. So keeping that focus moment to moment is a challenge, but it definitely helps when I do it.
Yeah, so one thing too that I do want to bring up, because not everyone has as flexible of a schedule as maybe you or I have, and they're working full time.
Right.
We want to make sure that we are keeping our tasks, especially when we're thinking Jordan Essentials and business building, we want to make sure that our tasks are money-making tasks. Make sure that you're making the most out of those moments that you're putting into your business, and whatever you're putting forward, you're getting something in return, because your time is valuable.
Right.
And when you only have a certain amount of time in every day, like everyone has, you want to make sure that you're making your time work for you.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of the flip side of it. So that day I had 4 hours. The next 3 days were work days. And so I knew I can't put 4 hours in every day. I'm going to get as much done as I can here. And then those other days, it was more about family time, and I just did quick follow-ups in maybe 15-minute chunks once or twice throughout the day. So it's definitely, you know, depending on your schedule and your phase of life, you got to find what works for you. But I know I tend to be a perfectionist, so sometimes I won't start because I think I have to have the perfect amount of time to get this perfect project done. But if I can say, just do 2 or 3 things, 2 or 3 follow-ups, 2 or 3 things that move the business forward, get a party scheduled, get a party entered where it's ready to go, then I feel like I'm making the most of that time and still being productive.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that covers a good amount of just some of the general things that we both do to work our businesses. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys, and maybe just gave you some insights on different ways you can do it, or helped you think about how it would work best for you.
If it sparked any interest for you, or if it sparked any questions, or you have anything to ask, please feel free to leave anything in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And thanks for joining us. We hope you have a great day, and keep working that Jordan Essentials business as best you can.
Yep. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll say, I will say, I feel good.
Okay.
I think my shirt's really bright. And I'm probably looking at the wrong place. I gotta remember to look right there.
Yeah, I know. I keep looking at you in your camera, which is like...
Okay. Okay. Goodness. I know.